What's going on, y'all? It's KC Wavey here. I was just in here chilling with Pursuit of Dopeness. Dope interview. You gonna want to check it out. Don't forget about it.
Today we are fortunate enough to have KC Wavey chilling with POD in the crib. KC, thank you a lot for your time today, man.
Glad to be here, bro.
Appreciate you, man. How are you today?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I've been chilling.
Sure.
I'm chilling.
Sure. Just trying to stay warm for the most part, right?
Man, it's cold outside.
It is really cold.
It's cold outside.
For sure. So if you're cool with it, we'll just hop right into some questions.
For sure.
So how old are you right now?
22.
Sure. We've seen that you previously mentioned that you attended Full Sail for about 2 years before COVID hit. Could you kind of explain and tell us about what prompted that experience?
Yeah, so my sister actually, she had went down there to get her master's for what she was studying. She was like, "Oh, it's art school. I know you like doing music," because I played sax in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, "It's a music school," and I was like, "All right." So I went down there, checked out the campus, like toured and everything, and I was like, "Oh, I think I should come here," because I didn't know what I was gonna do for school, but I knew I had to go to school. So like, I'll come to a music school. It sounds like pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I went down there like the summer after I graduated high school. Yeah, bro, just dived in, learned about like how people record, how you can record yourself, like everything that goes into sound and anything that has to do with music. Learned a little bit like film, stage setup.
Sweet.
But yeah, it was just really to just broaden my knowledge on the whole industry as a whole.
Sweet.
Before I like really stepped into it.
Yeah. So did they like kind of encourage you guys to go into a specialized study right as you got there, or is it pretty general?
Well, so it was like different programs. So whatever program you were in, the first 6 months, you would do like a little bit of everything, and then once you hit that 6 month, it was just straight whatever your degree was. So I went for recording arts.
Gotcha.
So once that 6 months in, it was a lot of in the studio, learning how to get the levels right and mix and know what plugins to put, how to do this, how to wire. If you were in a studio where you had to wire like a compressor to your board and stuff like that. It's like all the little things that you don't know when you're like just doing it at your house, but you can learn it if you like go on YouTube or something. But it was more like a structured way of learning it.
So did that like film kind of stage setup kind of carry over into any interest, or was that a pretty extra?
No, yeah. So one of the classes we had, one of the sound classes we had was it was like movie sound editing, like post sound editing for movies. So like learning like a lot of the sounds you hear in movies is post. Right. So majority of it is just a majority of when you're filming like anything, it's just sound. It's just the whatever vocals you have, and they don't really use any. They might have room tone, but the majority is not there. So like footsteps, like doors, like anything is literally sitting on the couch. It's all like post. So learning that was dope to me, and I was like, it made me like pay attention to that when I watched anything. Mm-hmm. And then I started paying attention to more to like, like voices and like animation and stuff. And I was like, I'd want to do that.
Right.
So I say, if anything that came away from that was more like me wanting to do voice acting.
Okay.
Because if I'm already recording, I'm already in a booth and stuff, why not, do something else in it? Have more than one lane,
Sure. Always good to be multi-dimensional. Have you kind of like pursued that at all, voice acting?
A little bit. I guess you could say I have. More like I practice it a lot. Like I watch like I try to watch like a lot of adult comedy shows and stuff, just to get in the mindset of the voice actors. I try to know who's who.
Sure.
I study up on like certain shows that certain people do, like Seth MacFarlane or Mike Judge. What's his name? Whoever does the voices for the Big Mouth, a lot of the Big Mouth characters, like just study up on them.
Sure.
Try to like mimic it close I can, and then the more you do it, you get more comfortable with it. I like do like impressions around like family and friends, and then people are like, "Oh, it's pretty accurate. Like you sound like just like them." So like, it's fun for me too, because it's almost like you're becoming somebody else when you do it. Okay. So I like that aspect of it too.
Sure. Interesting. I'm sure people do not know that.
Nah.
you like grow up watching any specific like cartoons or comedic stuff when you're getting a little older?
Man, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If it was like cartoons, when I was younger, it was like I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I don't know. There was a lot of stuff on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network I watched. I would sneak Adult Swim when I could when I was younger.
Right.
Watch like Family Guy and American Dad and stuff like that. But really, like anything that was animated, I was watching it.
Okay.
So I wasn't too picky because I appreciated the art of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into like anime or?
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Right on.
Yeah,
What year
heavy.
did that kind of come about?
Ah, man, really like late 6th grade, early 7th grade. Because one of my good older friends, he put me on to, it was like I think it was High School of the Dead in like 7th grade. And he was like, you should watch this, bro. I watched that, and after that I was like, there's more of these? Like there's different versions of animes and like all these different characters. That was another thing that made me want to do like voice acting, because they'll have like the subbed and the dubbed.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the English versions, like majority of them aren't really good in my opinion.
Right.
But some of the dubs are really good. So I tried to like watch those two to divvy between the sub and dub. But yeah, heavy anime for sure.
Sure. Do you like read a lot or mostly watch? 'Cause you can read it.
Yeah, I've read, it's manga, the reading one. But yeah, I've read a few, but it's harder for me to read it because I like the color aspect of the anime.
Okay.
But I've read I think the only few I read, I read One Piece. I read a little bit of Bleach, but I watched that, and I read a little bit of Promised Neverland, but majority just watch it.
I think I heard of One Piece, but I'm super ignorant. Like,
No, yeah,
so-
it's probably like one of the, if not the longest anime. It's at like 1,000 some episodes right now, and it's still going like nowhere near the end. So
Jeez. Are you like, completely caught up with
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to catch up.
Wow, dude. That's gotta be a whole intertwining story.
Man.
Just like, I couldn't even imagine that.
It's crazy. It's really good because it gets like super deep into it. Just 'cause, I mean, it's so long, so like they have so much time to talk about it. But yeah, it's I think the last year, because we're in 2022 now, like from May to I say August, September, like that was all I was watching, like straight up every day,
Getting into it.
just watching. Because like I like to binge it,
Sure.
but I also want to get through the not so good stuff in the beginning because it's like the show just started. But yeah, that's up there for me. Yeah.
You ever try to like maybe interpret those visual aspects? You said it's fun to watch anime. That's your preferred version of it. You ever try to like kind of transition those into your music videos? Because I might have music videos.
That's a two-parter. So yeah, like I know it's like a lot, like some rappers from like who make music now, like I can say like Guap Dad, 4000, Trippy, a lot of like the younger generation, like Uzi.
Right.
They all take like pieces from it, put it in their music or their videos, like, and it could either be like super like obscure, like you wouldn't know it unless you know it, or it's super obvious. Like Trippy makes it real obvious. Like he's like, yeah, this is an anime inspired video
word.
type. But I feel like it's hard to do that because when I'm doing the videos, I want the lyrics to set the scene.
Sure.
So if I was gonna like put anime aspects in a video,
Right.
I probably would have to like mention it in the song or like have it go around the song in some way. But yeah, I've thought about it because anime, it's all drawn, so
Okay.
you can get real detail with it if you want to.
Totally. I feel like, you probably heard of Lone Wolf. He be like drawing a lot of his.
Oh man,
That'd
Lone
be
Wolf's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure some of his stuff would be inspired. You'd have to assume. I don't know.
It had to. Doesn't he like cuts it like frame by frame?
He was like the OG paper dude.
Man, those paper videos, I remember I seen one he did with Young Bands a while ago.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's just like that amount of time that goes into that,
Right.
I couldn't even imagine.
No. And it's just like having the vision to you. I've
To-
always been a huge fan. He dropped some music video for I think it was Don't You Love Me for Lucky in like
Yeah.
Or 18 of him just like standing outside, but it was like the craziest shit. Or maybe that was Jake Osmond. Actually,
It might have been Lucky, cause I know
he's definitely done some shit for Lucky.
John or JTG, which you know him by. He's like he put me on the Lucky and like he put me on the Lone Wolf and .com and a lot of those like underground you call them videographers.
Right.
So yeah, like I try to stay tapped in on videos, but it's also hard because there's only so many people who make them.
Sure.
So if you don't know them, you won't really know.
Right. Yeah, I feel that. It's so many people making videos, but I think there are a few that like stand out. I feel like the public are definitely like turning an eye on those videographers. So.
Oh yeah, as they should.
Yeah, no, totally. Anybody off your top of your head that you can think of that you want to work with visually?
I mean obviously Cole Bennett,
Right.
just because he's in Chicago.
Sure.
So that's the Chicago connection. Like, and then I mean he's dope. Obviously,
Crazy.
his videos are crazy. He's worked with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody and anybody
Yeah.
who's like a well-known artist. He's worked with them.
Sure.
I think it's Yachty's videographer, AMD Visual. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
He's super dope.
Yep.
I like any video he does for Yachty. That coffin video they did. Crazy.
Crazy.
I
That song's so dope.
don't know any other ones off top.
Mhm.
Cause like, it's hard for me to know like the names of videographers. Cause a lot of them, they won't put their name in the beginning of the video, or it'll be in the credits. So it's probably more than those two, but those are the two I could give you right now for sure.
Decent. I did have one more thing about Florida. Did you enjoy living down there for a little bit?
Man, it was dope.
Yeah.
I met a lot of my like close friends now when I was down there.
Okay.
So, I mean the weather too. I was wearing shorts year round. People were looking at me like, "Dang, bro, you're wearing shorts in like March? It's like 50 degrees outside." I was like, "Yeah, but where I'm from, it's like 10 degrees right now.
Right.
So this is nice for me. I put on a hoodie and shorts and I'm chilling."
Right.
But yeah, definitely the weather. People were interesting. Very interesting. But as a whole, it was dope. It was a good experience, and especially because it was straight out of high school.
Right.
So I've been at home
Right.
my whole life. So like I'm on my own for 2 years. So like having to grow up a little bit I think it was needed too.
Sure. Florida's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
What part of Florida was it in?
I was in Orlando. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like middle of everything.
For sure. There's
Yeah.
like some infrastructure there as a city, right?
Yeah, the downtown's dope. I went downtown like a bunch. The area I was in, it was like a college area because I was like, I think it was 15 minutes from UCF
Gotcha.
because that's where one of my friends, he stayed over there. So it was like a lot of college. It was like college town, a lot of apartments, and
Sure.
it was like events all the time
Sure.
downtown in the city and stuff.
Shindigs.
You know, made me get out more because being here like you're inside a lot. Just weather you can't go out like that. So I'm so used to being inside, and I go down there and like a lot of people who I met were from like Atlanta, Texas, Alabama, like a lot of those southern states. So everybody's like, "No, you trying to go out?" I'm like, "Out, yeah,"
Yeah.
because I don't, you know what I'm saying. I'm not used to that.
Right.
So it definitely put me out my bubble, made me be more like social network, get used to like talking to people because that's what I'm gonna be doing the rest of my life.
I guess that's what
So I
they
gotta
say.
get used to it one day or another.
Sure. That's good that was an enlightening experience.
Man, very.
And it was just short. It was just cut off before 2 years, right?
Yeah, I was so the second year, it was I think 2 months. It was in March, and then COVID hit, and all that was like, and Florida was bad at the time, and they were like, "Yeah, we're probably shutting down campus." So my parents were like, "Well, you're definitely coming home.
Sure.
You're not gonna stay there. We're not gonna pay and do all that." So I came home. So my last 2 months were over Zoom,
Okay.
and it was the last 2 months of my course where we were heavy studio. So it was like every day it was studio. So it was like the last 2 months we have been waiting for. The last 2 years, we're like, "Nah, you can't do it." So that was like, it was kind of hard to like finish and stay focused when I'm back home on Zoom, like trying to do what I should be doing on a studio like at home. So it was kind of hard, but we finished it. Got the diploma. We're done now.
That's what's up.
No more institutions.
No more institutions.
No.
But you can look back on it and consider it a relatively positive experience.
Yeah, it was dope.
Good.
Obviously learned a lot. Met a lot of people. Made a lot of like relationship that I still have now, and learn more about myself.
Sure.
So it was definitely good overall.
Sweet.
For sure.
Would you say that you may have met like equal parts kids from UCF and Full Sail, or I mean, you're obviously integrated in Full Sail a little more. But...
Yeah, definitely. A lot of I have a lot of like producer friends like that I still get beats from to this day.
Sweet.
Artists that I still mess with. My roommate he actually recorded my whole first project that I put out.
Right.
So definitely
That's sweet.
made relationships down there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I feel like, what a lot of people go into that looking for. Is there anything that you could tell kids / whatever age they're looking at Full Sail? Any creatives inspired for it?
Yeah, bro. I would go. If you're thinking about going to Full Sail, you should go. The only thing I'll say is when I went, I did the 2-year program, so it's 2 years straight. So you only get 2 weeks for winter break. I think you get a week for spring break, and then you get the 4th and Memorial Day. But other than that, you're at school for the whole year. So that was probably the only thing. I was like, dang, I got school every day. But like the schedules are pretty good because you'll have class like maybe 3-4 days a week.
Okay.
So like you have days to chill in between and like not work. But yeah, definitely if you go, like consider like whether you want to do 2-year, the extended program. I had a couple friends who did that. When I graduated, they still had like 3-4 months.
Okay.
But yeah, I would go. It's good exposure for more than your field in the industry.
Sure.
Cause yeah, I went for recording arts, but I learned about, like I said, like film, stage setup, like sound design, costumes. There's a whole gaming wing. They actually have a gaming team.
Jeez.
So yeah, if you want to do like anything that has to do with electronics in the industry, I would say go to Full Sail. That's probably like your best bet.
Shout out Full Sail.
Shout out Full Sail.
Cool.
Alizé.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You released a collab tape with him in like 2020, right? Throughout the pandemic.
That's my boy.
So how did that relationship begin?
That's my boy. That's one of my friends that I met down there. So it's funny because when I went, I didn't go with the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna meet like a bunch of people that I'm definitely gonna make music with. Because I was just going like, this is gonna be school. Like nobody's down there making music. Find out everybody on campus is making music. So you gotta weed through like, oh, he's decent. But like, I found like a group. It was so it's Alizé,
Right.
my friend Kavan, Slim, Zeno, Chris, Calvin, and I hope I'm not missing somebody because they're gonna be mad. But my roommate Jay, my boy Courtney.
Okay.
That was like the main like people that I was working with.
Right.
There's people that I picked up along the way like recently through them.
Sure.
But those are like the main people. But yeah, Zay, that's my boy. He's from Atlanta. Well, no, he's from Valdosta, which is like maybe like a few hours from Florida.
Okay.
But like this is like the way he makes his music. It's kind of like off kilter because most people when they write or they make music, it's like you rhyme pattern follows like back cat sat that.
Sure.
But the way he would do it, it's like he would rhyme like that with bird and then go to like a whole nother word, and then the rhyme scheme wouldn't match up. But when the lines connected, it was like, dang, like it works.
Right.
But I feel like he's the only one who could pull that off, because it was like an awkward flow. When I first heard it, I was like, I don't get how he's doing that, because I can't. I have to rhyme.
Right.
Sometime like he'll rhyme like 3 words in a whole like 8 bar. I'm like, I don't even know how you do it, but it's super dope. And he was like, hey bro, like you want to make a tape? I was like, yeah, I gotta put out music, because that was after I had put out my first one.
Okay.
So now I was like, now I can just put out music. So yeah, we would go to his place and just like work all night for like, I think it was like a month or 2. We worked on it, because what is it? 8 songs on there.
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had made like maybe like 12, but we picked those 7, and then wanna be wavy having.
Sweet.
But yeah, no, it was fun making it.
Awesome. Did they provide you guys with obviously materials to grow and learn, but were you guys able to just get in the studio whenever you wanted?
So it's kind of crazy. They have studios on campus,
Right.
but you couldn't use them unless you were in class. And we like the whole time we were there, we were trying to like find a way to be like maybe we could sign up and like just have a teacher come in so we can record here.
Right.
It didn't never really like we would get close and then something would happen. So they did give us laptops though. They give us laptops. They give us the Focusrite. They give us a mic, and they give us like Pro Tools and all this stuff, like anything you need, so you could do it at home.
Sure.
Which is kind of the point of the program, just to like make yourself self-sufficient,
Right.
so you can do it on your own, so you don't need anybody else. So they gave us the tools, and then we just made it work. A lot of people came with their own music stuff, so
Okay.
we didn't really use the mic they gave us. Like everybody had their own mics,
Sure.
but we used Pro Tools and stuff like that. But yeah, it was more so just like at the crib, in the living room, bedroom, closet.
That's the organic stuff.
Man, I feel like that's where like the best stuff comes from, because it's just you and whoever else is there.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only ones who are gonna know that this is being made.
Right.
So I feel like it's more it's genuine.
And you guys recorded and released that whole first tape while you were
Yeah, still in school.
freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year, still in school.
Tight. So collab tapes have obviously been like a part of your discography so far. Do you see that as continuing, as kind of just pursuing that medium as a great way to express yourself? Because it's always good to lock in with an artist or a producer.
Yeah, no, yeah, I like collab tapes. They're dope because it could be 2 artists, or it could be 1 artist and a bunch of producers. Like you could do whatever you want. That's why I think that's why I did the 3 that I did, because I did another one with my boy Kavan Music, and then I did one with Slim, and it was just like each one brings a different sound, which makes me bring a different sound. So it's like you to tap into different versions of yourself that you didn't know. Where I think for sure, I think if it was like collab tapes that I like, I would say DDG actually did one with OG Parker last year. I like that one. Obviously Watching the Throne. That's like one of the craziest collabs.
Right.
Man, it's so many. Like DJ Carnage did I like when DJs do tapes too.
Mm-hmm.
Or like how Tyler, his last album, it was just DJ drama all over it.
Yeah.
So stuff like that for sure I wanna tap into.
It's like some unique stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that you're not interesting enough as is, but it's always good to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, you gotta keep them guessing.
I'm trying to remember. I just feel like your sounds. I feel like sometimes you have a feature on a song, but there's just no feature, and it's just like.
It's just me.
Wow,
Yeah, that's what a lot of people will tell me.
yeah.
They'll be like, "Who else is on the song?" It's like, it's just me, bro. There's no feature on that. They're like, dang, really? Could have swore it was 2 different people.
Do you feel like sometimes it's tough to hone in on one part of yourself, or do you just kind of like let it flow, whatever happens?
It depends. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, you're doing too much, bro. Because sometimes like I want it to be a certain structure. I want it to be just me, just rapping, like.
Sure.
Cause like I can go on like tangents, like sometimes I have to tell myself not to use autotune.
Mm-hmm.
Cause with autotune, it's like you could do like so much more.
Right.
And I try to like use it to my advantage. You can bend sound, bend words, bend pitches. Everything sounds different with it.
Right.
So if I want it to be like I want them to hear what I'm saying, I won't use autotune. I'll try to be like more clean with the delivery. Like I could be super lazy with autotune. I can let it carry. But if it's just me, I know I gotta be on it,
Sure.
hitting all my T's and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on what I'm doing.
Sure. It seems like you're super honestly knowledgeable about not that I would think you were, just because I really haven't seen the range of stuff just throughout your reels. It's like one, you're just like going crazy with bars, and then the next one, it's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the reels are fun. They're fun, bro.
Can you talk about that a little bit? How is it to express yourself in such a short period of time?
Man. At first, it was hard because I forgot. I think I was just scrolling on TikTok one day, and I had been thinking about doing these for a while because I had seen like people would like do it, and I'm like, I could do that. Like, I could definitely do that. But I was like, I gotta find a way to do, because it's like a minute. That's all you get. So you gotta find a way to put as many like ear grabbers and bars and stuff into a minute. And I was like, well, I don't want to, like, I can't make a beat because I'm not making beats. I'm not a producer. Like, I don't call myself that. I hope to be one day.
Oh, yeah?
Like, be able to make my own beats.
Okay.
But for me, it was like, well, what if I was like to say, what if I was on this song? Like, for example, the Mac Miller, I did one of Buttons. I was like, well, if I was on this song, what would I do on it?
Sure.
And I try to like not take the flow from the song, but to mimic it, and I just put my own words into it. So for the Button one, the first line he says on the hook, he's like, nobody answered the phone or something like that. So I'll take like maybe the first bar of the hook or something, and I'll just use that, and then I just go on to my own thing. Like I did Without Me, the Eminem song.
Right.
And his flow on there is crazy. So I'm like, well, I definitely have to take the flow, because like that's what it's gonna connect it to anybody else who hears it.
For sure.
So like just trying to like put myself into the song, but also keep it me.
Right.
Which is fun.
I'd say paying homage, honestly.
That too, for sure. To be like, yo, song's dope, and I'm just letting you know that it's dope. That's why I put it on there. Cause actually, a couple weeks ago, I did one to this new Jordan Lucas song he dropped recently called My Escape.
The beat was crazy.
And he reposted it, bro. I was like,
whoa.
dang.
Did he really?
Yeah.
If it's the one I'm thinking about, that production's just insane. You went crazy over it.
Man, bro. I heard the beat and I was like, I gotta do this song.
Yeah.
So like, I did it and I put it up, and then like somebody commented, they were like, bro, you reposted it. And I was like, what? So I go to his page, go to his story, and it was on his story. I was like, dang. And it's like I think that's the first time like that's not just like no regular rapper. Like he's got a following. So like just the fact that he put the fire emoji. So I mean, he definitely, I hope he did. He watched the whole thing. Even if he didn't, he still put it there. So the fact that I got recognition from Joyner and he doesn't even know who I am was like put me in the mindset like, all right, bro, you're doing something right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for sure.
So you gotta keep doing it. That's why I'm trying to stay consistent with the reels, for sure.
Cool. Are you trying to fill up that full minute, usually on TikTok?
So, but TikTok is different, cause Instagram, it caps you out. So you only get a minute on Instagram. But with TikTok, you could post like a minute 20, minute 30 if you really wanted to.
Interesting.
I'm not trying to rap for a minute and a half over nobody's beat. I don't think anybody wants me to do that.
That's a song.
You know, that's a song at that point. I might as well just put my own up.
Yeah.
So like, I pick and choose which ones I put on TikTok, just because if I know it's gonna be like maybe like a minute 10, I'll put that one on TikTok. Cause then on Instagram I only get a minute, so I try to put like a little intro, which is normally like I'll take like something from the hook and just say it before I start, and then the ending I'll try to like maybe flip what they said on it. But yeah.
I'm wishing you so much luck with just like TikToks, especially because I feel like, I don't know, you just see people, it's just like that one, it's like, okay, 700,000.
I just need one of them to blow up. Give me like 60K on one on TikTok, it's up.
So keep that going, man. I think, unfortunately, we kind of have to feed into the algorithms a little bit. I think the algorithm appreciates you going hard. So
I have to, yeah.
So what's the most enjoyable part, if you could think of it, of locking in with like a single producer?
Being there when they make it, because I feel like when a lot of people will send me beats, so like when you send me a beat, I have to fit into the beat. Like I'd be like, okay, so this is what it is. But if I'm sitting with a producer while we're making it, it's like I can say what I want, and we can bounce ideas off each other. So it's more fluid, and I feel like the song comes out better because you both on the same page.
Sure.
And I feel like it makes the song better as a whole.
Right on.
That's what I actually do that with my friend. He's in Chicago, Caleb. That's how we make every song. So like I'll go to his house. We start every song from scratch. Lyric. We write basically the whole thing sometimes together too, just to make it a song.
What do you think's the biggest thing holding you back from getting on a computer and downloading Ableton or Fruity Loops and just getting into that bag?
I don't have the patience for it, and I've tried like so many times like to sit down like make a beat like, and I've made like beats, but they're not good. And I know like if you keep making them, you're consistent. But like me personally, I know I don't want to like be making beats. I'd rather just help you make it.
Sure.
I might play some here, like some little, but like to structure a whole beat like by myself is like a task within itself.
Sure.
So like, yeah, I think it's just like my patience and the want to make it. But as far as like, if it's like chopping it up, like, cause to go back to the reels, like, I'll get the beat off YouTube and then it's just a wave, so it's not like you have the stems or anything.
Right.
But like I'll try to, like add pauses to it or add an extra kick or actually, stuff like that, like little stuff.
Sure.
To make the track more exciting, so it's not just a beat.
So, are there any Chicago-based artists or producers that you haven't worked with that you're really looking to work with soon, or maybe that'd be a super far-out dream?
Yes, a bunch actually. The whole Pivot Gang, anybody in that, mainly Saba, but like anybody, Joseph Chilliams, MFN Mello, Fresh Waters, RP Squeak, any of them. Dylan, it's crazy. He's known as Day Day Pivot,
Right.
but he was the drum teacher for my drum line at my high school at Maine East. So when I found out that he knew Saba, like, he's like, yeah, I grew up with him, but you teaching at my high school, like, why aren't you, making beats? And then like literally the next year, he, like, I think he just became his full-time producer because now he's just with them all the time. But I was like, that's super dope. Anybody in Pivot, Toby Lou, Mick Jenkins, who else is from Chicago? It's so hard to know who's from Chicago because everybody start here and then they'll move somewhere else.
Right.
I'm sure there's more.
It's a great list.
But yeah, those are the top ones right now. I'll say Smino, I'll throw him in there because he's from the Midwest, even though he's from St. Louis.
He's an import, I guess.
Yeah, I'll throw Smino in there for sure.
Dude, yeah, shout out Pivot. That's a crazy story, man. My brother was in the drum line at South, so he was kind of knowledgeable about the scene, and I think he knew of him, but
That's dope.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
You think you'd ever throw some like sax? You play sax, right?
I did,
Think
yeah.
you ever throw some live sax in one of your tracks, or have you ever?
I've been wanting to recently. I've been thinking about it now because I have a keyboard, and I still have my sax,
Okay.
but I gotta get a mouthpiece and a reed and all that. But I've been thinking, I'm like, it's not too many rappers who are playing sax on their own tracks.
I don't think I can.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no, but everybody playing drums, piano, guitar, but it's no rappers playing sax on the track, bro. Like, you can't tell me nobody. So I'm like, I should do that. Just, add one more thing to differ yourself to make you that much more interesting to other people who don't know who you are.
Yeah, dude, I could see a TikTok of you like, slicing up a beat and then just going into some bars.
That would be so fun.
It'd be tight. Yeah, man, that's dope. I think, especially in the main system, we were all lucky to have like such a good music program. I think I had a bunch. I played piano growing up for years, and then I did percussion, and piano and jazz band. So I was at all the other, like high schools or whatever going around.
Yeah.
Middle schools and stuff. But definitely not in high school.
Exactly. High school, I felt back.
A little bit. What year did you stop sax? Was it in high school?
My senior year.
Okay.
Because I was like, I can't. Because it was, we do marching band. That was the big thing.
Right.
So like, and I was on varsity. in my senior year, so I'm like, I'm not really trying to do this right now.
Yeah.
And the marching band for football, like, I mean, our team was not good, so I don't want to go to the games to play for you guys to lose.
Sure.
That was another reason. And then it was just like, band was a big commitment for sure.
Totally.
Because after marching band, it's concert season, so I think the football season for us ended as early as possible. So like October, maybe like early November, concert season until
Every year.
basically May.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not trying to do that my senior year. Like, I'm trying to enjoy my last year in high school. So that was the main reason I stopped doing it. I still like messed with a lot of people in band. I was still like over there and all that, but
Awesome.
I just didn't want to have that as a commitment because I was starting to lean towards like making just my own music. So
Dopeness. That's tough. I couldn't even imagine juggling sports and music, honestly.
especially when I played football too,
Yeah.
and then I had to do marching band. It was like, all right, you gotta get you play your game, then you gotta go inside, put on your marching band uniform, come back outside and do the show. And then if you're on varsity, either you do it in your uniform or you just don't do it. I'm like, this is too much, bro. So yeah,
So football, basketball at the same time. And
for a year I did that, and then I was like, I can't do that. So then I stopped playing football. So then I was just doing basketball, so it was fine. But then I was like, nah, because we would have like workouts during football season, but I couldn't go because I had marching band or practice. So I'm like, nah, can't do it.
Yeah. Nah, I made the choice. Like, I did it all throughout middle school. I loved it. It was great. Like, all the band friends I made in middle school were dope. Because, like, that's a totally different community band.
Man,
That's awesome, though, that you could tap into both.
yeah, it's a way different group.
Not to say that it doesn't intertwine sometimes, like you. Like,
Right.
there were some people there, but, like, for the most part, it's awesome to get that widespread.
Yeah, both sides. I tried to tap into like anything I could. I've always been like the type of person to be like, oh, I can do this and this and this, and know all these people. Yeah, I'll do it.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's how the relationship started. That's why you got. Is there a name for your collective with all those people?
Yeah, brotherhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when's the last time y'all all seen each other, like, in person? Full sale?
Yeah, before the COVID outbreak.
Or you're still talking relatively often?
Yeah, I FaceTime him,
Awesome.
talk to him all the time. I still been doing music with him and stuff. Yeah.
Sweet. You cited artists like Saba, like we were talking about. Has there been a super big influence from Chicago's local scene, or do you think you've just tapped into so much different music that you could influence that?
Yeah, no. I mean, him and Mick are probably the main two from Chicago.
Okay.
Just cause like, oh, I didn't. Well, yeah, Chance too, not so much anymore. But like Acid Rap and Chance 3,
Right.
those were heavy influences on me. Just like they're all poets first. I say they're poets just because their wordplay and their
Those three. Like,
off rip, those three, like the wordplay, the metaphors, the flows, the pockets, like it's all like untouched. So like listening to them was definitely big on me, like trying to be like, yeah, because I could have went the Uzi route and just made random, stuff, which is not bad. Like I love Uzi. Uzi's probably one of my biggest influence too. You should see my hair, but I wanted to be like more I don't want to say conscious rap, but like I would say alternative hip hop, because like I like a lot of like regular rap, but then I like the Uzi, Trippy, Lil Yachty, 21 Savage, that whole 2016 XXL class, and then the 17 and 18, like a lot of those artists. So definitely all over.
Yeah. So, what was the first first place that you were just kind of finding music? Did you have a little like MP3 player or something growing up, or?
I had a iPod Nano.
Nice.
I got one. I used to go to the library and I would take CDs and I would burn them, and I would listen to stuff in school. That was like 5th, 6th grade too, which is crazy.
Yeah, those are the days, right?
Yeah. Burning CDs, and I just download my music.
Other than like the usual blog post or interview, is there anything like specifically that you could think of that music publications like us, Pursuit of Dopeness, could do to help rising artists like you?
This. Tapping in, trying to find like who's in the city, who's not a known artist, but people vouch for, and people are like, yo, he or she's dope. Like, you should tap in with them. You know, promoting anybody who's like not a known artist. Doing those ciphers, or like bringing an artist to the studio and like recording them record a session. You know, like anything that shows what they do or exposes them, I feel like is a good way.
Well, our audience is already messing with y'all. Like, we got a decent little following in the first couple of days for the Cypher, so
That's what's up, bro.
that was really dope, and it was dope to watch that come together firsthand for show. Have you ever done? I mean, you did the live performance for the last interview you did.
Yeah, those were my songs though, so it was like we had like a long time to like get ready for it. So it was like we were doing like rehearsals and stuff for the guy. The guitar was Caleb, the guy I work with.
Right.
And then my boy on the drums was Justin.
Okay.
But yeah, we had like rehearsals beforehand.
Sure.
But no, yeah, it's fun doing like the live stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to do it more for sure.
Yeah, I was super impressed on how quick you were able to like just kind of get settled there.
Yeah.
You whipped it out for real. Like.
Hey, bro, it took me a second, cause that's probably the first time like I've done like that type of live setting where it's like you know what you came with, but it's like a different vibe. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad way. It's just a different vibe.
Right.
Different like setup and all that stuff. So like it took a second to get used to, but it was definitely fun for sure. And then like hearing them do their verses was super dope. So yeah, it was definitely a good experience.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, like we were talking before, I was like just happy the whole time I was watching. I was like, wow, this is it right now.
This is it. The Cypher's happening.
I never heard any of this before, and like it's awesome. It's awesome. I was to be frank about it, I was proud of y'all for coming through and just trying to do that.
Hey man, it was my pleasure.
Appreciate y'all coming through.
Yeah, bro.
We talked in a previous interview about skipping your prom to spend some time in the studio.
Yeah.
Which is super dope. So like in high school and before, like was there moments where you realized you wanted to kind of pop off differently than sports, and did your creative endeavors often take the front seat over, you know, just normal high school activities?
Yeah. It was always like a voice in the back of my head like, you're not gonna play sports, bro. Like, you're gonna do something else. Like, even when I was like, cause when I was like young, like first, second grade,
Right.
I used to tell my mom like, yeah, I want to be a singer. Like, cause I was heavy into Chris Brown, so I was like, I want to be a singer.
Sure.
And like Neo and Trey Songz, like
Yeah.
super R&B heavy.
Totally.
But then I found sports, so like it kind of took a backseat, music-wise. Like I still listen to music, always listen to music, and you know, staying up to date. But definitely, I would say, I think it was my sophomore year. I had basketball practice, and then I would just be with my friends before. We would be chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know what song. I was rapping to some song, and one of my friends was like, "Bro, you sound exactly like him. Like, you know that song word for word." And then it was like, it would be like this one song. Well, not one song. The Tyler album, Wolf.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite Tyler album like ever. But we were like on a field trip or something on the bus, and I was sharing headphones with my friend, and we were listening to like, it was like maybe 3-4 songs that came in a row, and I knew every single one word for word, and he was like, you know every single, you know all these songs? I was like, yes, bro, I'm listening to this song, like I'm listening to this every day. Like,
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't even as much as like listening. It was like, I want to be able to do it how he does it. I wanted to be able to deliver it like that. Like, everywhere he took a breath, I took a breath. If his voice fluctuates, my voice fluctuates. You know what I'm saying? Just to like be able to be them. Because like at the time, like, you know, you look up to these people so much, so you're like, I want to be just like them. So you want to be able to rap like them.
Sure.
So definitely, the more I would like listen to music and rap along to stuff, and be like, I could do this because I could do this whole song. I could do my own version of this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, early high school, I started to think about it differently.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good for you. I think that's like unfortunately becoming a little more less common nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just getting like motivated at a young age to just go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
Especially from where from in the burbs, like
We have to, cause like in the burbs, it's like I was in the city and in the burbs, but when you're in the burbs, like all the time, you can see the difference in the city and how like people get motivated to do stuff. Cause like in the suburbs, like you can get a lot of, it's like you have access to way more stuff, so you might get, lackadaisical or lazy, cause you're like, well, I'll get that eventually. But in the city, it's like, I mean, it's a couple of those, but you're gonna have to get that if you want it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to work for that. So definitely that. And then like seeing my brother and my sister level up in their work field, their respective fields,
nice.
and just seeing them grow as a person in their field. So it just made me want to get there earlier.
Okay. Were they staying in the city, your brother and sister?
Well, my brother, he wasn't, so basically, like, from first grade till I graduated high school, like, my brother, he was in LA.
Gotcha.
Doing his film stuff, trying to, become a director, which he has now. He actually has a movie coming out in, like, a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's called North of the 10. Look out for it.
Hey.
Little plug there.
Plugging as much
But,
as you want.
yeah, he was in LA, he's like straight out. So like how I went to Florida straight out of high school, he went to LA. And then my sister, she was in LA too. She went to CSUN out there.
Okay.
So when they were home, it was dope to see them because they would come back with stories and stuff and like, oh, I did this, and I met him and her and all this stuff. So it was like, I want to do that. Like I don't want to have to work so hard to just live.
I feel. Biggest takeaways from 2021?
Development, persistence, work ethic, and then staying true to self. Because I guess 2020 when I got finished and I started working at FedEx, and then like I was still trying to make music, but it was like I felt like I didn't have time. So like 2021, I tried to put that first and make time for anything else I wanted to do.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely all that stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds like although it's been a crazy year, you've been still working through it. So good for you.
Yeah, bro. I've been trying.
Anything big planned for 2022?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I'm dropping music. I think I'm dropping a song end of this month, end of January, maybe first week of February.
Okay.
And then I got an EP coming out in February. Push that, and then I want to drop like probably another EP after that. Hopefully, I know I don't want to be the artist to be like, yeah, I'm dropping this, because it's not realistic.
Right.
But definitely the single and the EP, and then whenever the next one happens, and then if things fall the way they should, like I want to drop a full project at the end of the year, like 10, 12, 13 songs, like
Sweet.
a full project, because I haven't dropped a project since 2018.
Right.
So yeah, just new music, more videos, hopefully more interviews. Like I said, my brother's movie North of the 10 comes out soon. I got I think 1 or 2 songs on the soundtrack on that, so that's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, excited for what 2022 holds.
Sweet. And what was his name again?
Ryan Lamar.
Okay.
Yeah, look him up.
Him.
Ryan Lamar.
And now you got open reign to say anything else you want to for yourself as an artist. You plug yourself a little bit.
It's KC Wavey. You can find me on Instagram and any other social at KC So Wavey. KC, the letter K, the letter C, SOWAVEYY. And in here chilling, enjoying life. Check me out, 2022. I will be your future favorite. You just don't know yet.